Marika from My Creative Quilts, and today I'm going to talk to you about half square triangles. When I first started learning how to quilt, I didn't know about any of these techniques, so I was faithfully cutting out all my tiny little triangles, sewing them all together, and having problems because they weren't squaring up properly. I was either not cutting exactly right, or not doing a scant 1/4 inch or whatever, but it was very frustrating until I found out that there are much easier ways to do it. So the technique I'm going to show you works with any size blocks. My blocks are rather large. I'm making a baby quilt, and but let me see how I do it. Let me show you how I do it. Okay, so here we have the 2 squares that I want to use to make my half square triangles. Like I said, it's for a baby quilt. It's going to be quite pretty. So you put your 2 squares together, wrong sides together, and you just make them as accurate and even as possible. And they were cut to the same size, so they should be even. So you might be tempted to sew down the middle. You don't, because then you don't have anywhere to cut. So what you do is you take your ruler. That's not exactly even there. You take your ruler, and you can use a pencil, a washable marker. It doesn't matter. No one's going to see this. So just make sure you can see your mark. So if you're using a darker fabric, use like a white or a yellow marker. And so this one, a pencil works. So that's my center seam. So what I'm going to do is take this to the sewing machine, and then I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch on each side of this. So there's going to be a seam down here, and there's going to be a seam down here. And then you cut down the middle, and you've got your pieces. So I'm just going to go to the sewing machine and sew it, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. And we're back. I have my center line here, and my seam is here. Let me see if I can just zoom in on there to show you. Can you see the seams here? I should have used a darker thread. There's my center, and there are my seams on the side. Okay, so now I'm going to cut. So I've got my ruler. I'm going to line up. Now, when you're doing your seams, this is one time where it's very important you are as accurate as possible when you're making your 1/4 inch seam. And so I just cut it like this. Cut down the middle. And there we have our half square triangle. Easy peasy. So that's it for today's tip, and I'll see you next time.